Hi, this is Ceema and I am back with yet another fun session at Skillopedia, the place to learn skills for the real world. Well, today we're going to deal with a very interesting topic, and the topic is all about office romance. We're going to find out whether it is good for you or whether it's not a very good idea. Well, imagine you're in your office and a cute guy starts working in the same company that you work in. In fact, he works in the same department. The next thing you know, he's asked you out on a date. And now you are in a relationship with him after, say, maybe 2 or 3 dates. That sounds very exciting, doesn't it? Well, is it just exciting? Or have you put yourself in a very risky position? Well, this topic is going to help you find out whether office romance can be good or bad for you. There are a lot of pros or advantages if you are working together with someone who you're dating. Let's look at a few of them. The first one is that when you are in a relationship with someone at work, it draws you close to each other. Well, let's face it, all of us spend a major chunk of our time at work. Yes, we spend like 12 hours or maybe 13 hours at work on an average, right? So if you spend so much of time at work, you and your partner, you get to see each other every day. And because you are meeting each other every day, you get to have a good feel of what your partner's personality is, what their work ethics are. You kind of understand their intelligence levels. And because you get to be with them so close every day, it draws you closer to each other, which is very vital for a relationship, right? So therefore, if you are drawn closer to your partner because of being in a relationship with him, that's a very good thing, right? So it's not a bad idea to have a partner who is working with you. The second advantage of dating someone that you are working with is that you understand the pressures and demands of your job, and therefore you understand each other very well. You know the kind of time and the availability you can give your partner outside of office depending on the pressures of work and the demands that your job puts on you. Now, naturally, we as human beings are drawn to people who understand us. So therefore, if someone understands you, you're going to have a better relationship with them. Therefore, if you are in a relationship with someone that you are working with, that can be a very good thing because both of you are going to have a good level of understanding. Another reason why it could be a good idea for you to date someone that you are working with is because you have the safety of working with someone or dating someone that you actually know. Now imagine you meet a guy at a random bar, a club, or a party, and you probably might hit it off with him, but you don't really know the guy, right? But someone who you're working with, you are quite familiar with him because you know what he does every day, you are familiar with his routine, with his daily schedule. Therefore, when you are dating someone you are working with, you are always under the safety, or you have the safety of being with the person you know pretty well. And that can be quite comforting, quite nice for you in a relationship. The fourth advantage of being with someone or dating someone who you work with is that both of you are a force for good. Have you heard of the saying, 2 heads are better than one? Well, that's pretty much what I'm trying to talk about. Because if both of you are working together, you can share ideas which will lead to better productivity. In fact, If one of you is stressed at work, the other can encourage him or her to reduce their stress levels. You can help them with their daily activities at work, and you can also collaborate together. So basically, if you are together as a team, you might increase your productivity levels, and that's really good for work and for both of you in a relationship. Well, I'm sure you feel that having an office romance is a very good thing. It's very exciting, and you're probably right. But there are a lot of cons or a lot of disadvantages to having an office romance. Let's see what they are. Okay, the first disadvantage or the first problem that you might have is that you could be the talk of the town. Let me tell you a secret. Office relationships can never be hidden. No matter how hard you try, it's always going to come out in the open. And when that happens, you are going to be the talk of the town, or you are going to be what office gossips are all about. So when you are in the cafeteria or near the water cooler, you will have eyes on you and the person you are dating. People are going to whisper behind your back pretty much all the time. And when relationships are under such constant scrutiny, it can create a wedge between you and your partner. So office relationships can kind of make you gossiped about, and as I mentioned, it can always make you the talk of the town, which may not be a very good thing for you. The second disadvantage of having a work relationship is that it could sometimes hamper your job performance. A lot of people who are in relationships do not really perform as well. You may see them taking breaks together for exceeding long amounts of time. So they exceed their lunch breaks. Sometimes some naughty people like to sneak off alone and have their own time in office, which is not a very professional thing. So all these kind of things sometimes lead to bad performance. It hampers your job performance in the long run, which again is not very good for your workplace and for both of you in a relationship as well. The next disadvantage of having a work relationship is having unnecessary office drama. Drama in the office is the last thing you want to have. When you are, say, in a relationship and say the relationship, has ended, unfortunately, then it's going to be a very hurtful thing for the person who do not want that relationship to end. You know why? Because they've got to face their ex every single day in spite of the relationship being over. And that's not a very nice feeling, is it? More than that, there are other things you've got to, face, like you may have poor performance because you feel bad all the time. You see your ex every day, you can't concentrate. So therefore, that leads to poor performance. Sometimes it can also lead to absenteeism. You don't feel like coming to work anymore. You kind of don't come to work for 2 days or 3 days, which again is going to be very bad for your career and your productivity levels in the office. Also, sometimes you will become subject to hurtful office gossip. People are going to call you the bad person or talk really bad behind your back, which again is not going to be a very good thing for you. A lot of relationships, when they end at the workplace, also sometimes, leads to a problem of sexual harassment cases. So the person who was ditched might just raise a sexual harassment case, which again is something that you, the parties, and the company wants to completely avoid. Having a work relationship or a relationship with someone at work can also result in bad work ethics. In fact, if you are in a relationship with a supervisor, or if you are the supervisor and you have a relationship with your subordinate, A lot of people or office gossip could indicate that you as a subordinate are getting special perks. Even though that may not be true, they may not want to talk with you because they feel like you are the boss's favorite and they don't want to stay too close to you for fear that you are going to go and tell the boss things about them. If you are the supervisor and if you are in a relationship with a subordinate, then that's again going to be a problem because you may have a problem with disciplining or reprimanding your subordinate, who is your partner, because of your relationship. So a lot of times wherein you would easily reprimand or discipline someone, now you may kind of hold back just because you're in a relationship. In fact, your partner, who is the subordinate, may think that he or she can get away with anything simply because he is dating you. So these are the few disadvantages of being in a work relationship. Well, I hope you're now clear about the advantages and the disadvantages of being in a relationship with someone at your workplace. I know it can sound exciting, but as you can see, it is also very, very risky. Well, it's up to you. We leave it up to you to decide what you want to do. Consider carefully before jumping in and making that decision. Or you may find yourself choosing between a job you love and the love of your life. Well, that's it from me on this session. For more such videos, please subscribe to Skillopedia, your place to learn skills for the real world.